Okay, let's unpack this. What if a new tax law could actually, directly boost your paycheck? Today, we're taking a deep dive into the specifics of Donald Trump's new tax law, which, well, just took effect. We're looking at insights from a Today News article called Donald Trump's Tax Cuts Could Boost Your Paycheck. Here's a breakdown. Our mission for you today, really cut through the noise, show you exactly how these breaks might help your bottom line, and give you a kind of roadmap.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here is how targeted these breaks are. They've got these pretty strict income caps. You see, they determine who's eligible workers, seniors, homeowners. It's definitely not a free-for-all.
All right, let's peel back the layers then. Who exactly are these changes aimed at, and what kind of money are we actually talking about for them?
Well, okay, imagine you're a server, maybe a bartender. Suddenly, a big chunk of your tips, we're talking up to $25,000, becomes tax-free.
Wow, 25 grand.
Yeah, it's a direct win for a lot of people in that industry. The catch is your modified adjusted gross income, that's MAGI, has to be under $150,000 if you're single,
Okay,
or under $300,000 if you're filing jointly as a married couple.
that seems, well, unusually specific for a tax break, tying it so directly to tips like that.
It is quite specific, yeah. And it's not just tips either. Overtime pay gets a bit of a boost, too. There's a $12,500 deduction there under the exact same MAGI rules. And beyond that, seniors, people 65 and over, they can claim a $6,000 tax bonus. Again, income limits apply. Less than $75,000 for singles or $150,000 for married couples.
Okay, so help for workers and for seniors. What about homeowners?
Yeah.
Especially those in, high tax states. The SALT deduction is always a hot topic.
Absolutely. So for homeowners in places like New York, California,
Yeah.
state and local taxes deductions, SALT, that cap gets raised. It goes from $10,000 up to $40,000.
Big jump.
It is. But again, there's that income limit. It's only for households earning under $500,000 MAGI. And one more. If you're buying a car, specifically an American-made one, you might be able to deduct up to $10,000 in loan interest.
Okay, conditions.
Yep, your MAGI needs to be below $100,000 for single folks or $200,000 for couples.
But, okay, hearing all this,
Yeah.
all these potential benefits, the big question for me, and probably for a lot of you listening, is, well, how do I know if I even qualify?
Mm-hmm.
And what exactly is this MAGI thing that keeps popping up? That seems key.
Right. That's the crucial bit, isn't it? MAGI, modified adjusted gross income. It's essentially your adjusted gross income, your AGI, with maybe a few specific things added back, like foreign income. But honestly, for like 90% of taxpayers, it's going to be the exact same number as your AGI.
Okay, so AGI.
Where
Where do I find that?
it's usually that main income number on your tax return. So to check if you qualify for these breaks, just grab last year's tax return, look for Form 1040, line 11, that's generally your AGI, and likely your MGI too. It's your go-to number.
Got it. Line 11, Form 1040 from last year. So MEGI is the gatekeeper. Good to know. It's usually easy to find. But then how long do these breaks stick around? Is this the new normal for taxes, or is the clock ticking here?
That's a really important point. These cuts, they do start this year, 2025. However, the breaks for tips and overtime, they disappear after 2028.
Oh, okay. Not long then.
No. And that higher SALT cap, it drops back down to $10,000 in 2030. So yeah, a lot of these changes are definitely temporary.
Right. So not forever, but there's a window. What if someone's income is just like slightly over one of those caps? Are they just out of luck, or can they do anything now for 2025?
No, there are things you can potentially do. If your income is just a bit too high, you still have time this year to try and lower your MGI for 2025, contributing more to, say, a 401k or an IRA or even a health savings account, an HSA, that directly reduces your taxable income.
Ah, which lowers the MGI.
Exactly. And for seniors over 70, there's another option. You can donate to charity directly from an IRA. That also shrinks your MGI. Think about it. Putting an extra $5,000 into your 401k might just dip your MGI below that $150,000 cutoff for the tip or overtime break. That could mean real savings.
That's great, really actionable advice. Now, okay, these sound like, direct help for many middle-income folks. But stepping back, are there bigger picture things or maybe different viewpoints on these changes from the sources we looked at?
Yes, definitely. While these specific breaks we've discussed target middle earners, it's worth mentioning that wealthier individuals generally received larger and more permanent tax cuts in the same law.
Right.
And there are critics, raising concerns. They warn that other budget cuts, perhaps to things like Medicaid or food aid programs, could unfortunately end up hurting lower income families, potentially offsetting any small tax savings they might see from other parts of the law.
Okay, so Complex picture. So what does this all boil down to for you listening? These are, well, significant changes, even if some are temporary. Understanding them seems really key to managing your finances over the next few years.
Absolutely. And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, considering those specific income caps and the fact that many of these breaks have expiration dates coming up, it really raises an important question for you. What proactive financial moves might you think about making, maybe right now, to maximize any potential benefits before these tax rules, well, shift again?